It was a cold day, as most were during the Ice Age, when the Lhurgoyf returned to its den from the hunt. Fresh kill in hand, the first thing the beast noticed was a strange smell, the scent of men and the stench of blood. Inspecting deeper into the cave, the Lhurgoyf discovered, to its horror, the dead and desecrated corpse of its mate. Her skull was crushed, her body hacked and broken, and her blood pooling on the floor. Then the creature turned to look to the corner of the room where its greatest treasure was kept, only to find it gone. Consumed by fury, the Lhurgoyf left the cave, following the scent of man through the frozen Balduvian forest. Though the Lhurgoyf avoided man and their settlements, and for good reason, today the beast was driven by a thirst for vengeance, and all wisdom fled before its wrath. Meanwhile, in a tavern only a day's trek away, two hunters, two brothers, were resting and preparing to enjoy their meal. These two, Fedor and Holgar, had just returned from a hunt. The pair had managed to track a Lhurgoyf back to its den and slaughtered the beast, as well as taking its precious gemstones. Sitting down for a meal, the older, Fedor, dreamed of the riches these gems would bring, while the younger, Holgar, dreamed of the glory awarded by his achievements. By now, the Lhurgoyf had arrived at the outer walls of the settlement and had descended upon the guards there, a pair of siblings. The older, Safi, barely managed to rouse her slumbering brother Hans with a warning before the beast pinned her to the ground and bit off her head. Hans ran off, and the Lhurgoyf, empowered by its fresh meal, followed. The young guard led the beast through the settlement and into the tavern, only barely shouting a warning to the warriors within before the creature burst through the walls. The assembled Balduvians took up arms and started hacking at the beast, though its hide was thick and its muscles powerful. The Lhurgoyf easily killed warriors left and right. Holgar, the braver and simpler of the brothers, joined in on the fight, eager to secure himself more glory, while Fedor, the cowardly yet smarter of the brothers, escaped upstairs with the women and children, looking to flee the beast. Holgar's greatsword was the greatest threat the Lhurgoyf faced, and it avoided the blade whenever it came close. But it was not long before the creature managed to grab the barbarian and rip his head from his shoulders, adding one more corpse to its stomach. With the other warriors dead or defeated, the Lhurgoyf searched the area for the scent of the other brother, almost losing the trail several times. This other man had the treasure of the Lhurgoyf, and the beast would not stop until it had reclaimed what was taken. Through the snow and forests, the beast followed in Fedor's tracks, passing town after town, killing any men that it encountered. It did not take long for the Lhurgoyf to arrive at a new settlement, one it had never encountered before, one with walls made of stone rather than wood, and one defended by arrows and patrols rather than the occasional guard. For now, the beast waited outside the walls, confident that its prey, the mate killer, would soon come out. Meanwhile, within the walls of the Kjeldoran town, Fedor had been arrested as a barbarian and now lay in a cell. Before long, he was approached by two women, one of the Sky Knights of Kjeld, Belinda, and a task mage known as Jaya Ballard. While Fedor believed that this Jaya would be sympathetic and help him escape, the task mage was concerned primarily with ending the situation before more deaths could occur. Using her magic, Jaya learned what Fedor knew of the beast. She learned what the Balduvian had done, and she learned where he had stashed the precious gems. A plan in hand, Jaya set out to retrieve the crystals, instructing Belinda to let Fedor free, promising that the barbarian's troubles would all be over soon. As soon as the mate killer had departed the stone-walled town, the Lhurgoyf was upon him. The beast had the man pinned and was ready to kill him, to finally taste vengeance, when Jaya appeared in a burst of flame. Jaya conversed with the beast, using a magical amulet to gift the Lhurgoyf with consciousness and a conscience. She implored the creature to give up its hunt and return to its home, to become a defender of the mountain folk rather than a base killer. Fedor and his brother had killed for greed, Jaya argued, while the Lhurgoyf had killed out of love and rage. It could still seek forgiveness. At first, the Lhurgoyf was reluctant to agree, believing it had nothing left to live for. But Jaya revealed to the creature that its gems, its mate's eggs, were still intact, and that it still had a family it could defend and care for. The Lhurgoyf agreed to Jaya's request, leaving her one of its crystal eggs as thanks, and departed north to live a new life. Fedor, meanwhile, scrambled off into the woods, and while Belinda wanted to chase him down, Jaya let him go. After all, he had already received a proper punishment. The same magic that gifted the Lhurgoyf with consciousness stripped it away from Fedor. The barbarian now stalked through the forests as a beast would, hunting by the light of a pale moon. Ak Han's Run is the second story in the Monsters of Magic anthology and was written by Will McDermott. It was inspired by the Lhurgoyf card from Ice Age and follows that creature as the story's primary protagonist. It's a pretty fun tale, and it gives us not only a look at how Jaya behaved as a task mage, but it also gave us insight into how one of the creatures of the world thinks and acts. The same card that inspired this story inspired two legendary creature cards down the line, Safi Eriksdottir and Hans Eriksson, as well as the Ak Han's Run card from Unhinged. Funnily enough, while Safi's card is fairly faithful to the story, she does, after all, sacrifice herself to ensure her brother's survival, Hans's card is not, with the depiction here not matching the story one bit. Overall, though, it's a good story, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. The Monsters of Magic anthology has many tales, but this one, I believe, is one of the best. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, then please consider leaving a like or sharing this video with a friend. If you subscribe and slap that notification bell, you'll be alerted whenever I upload new videos. Finally, if you want to support me directly, consider becoming a patron. Patrons help the channel out with their donations and, in turn, get early access to my lore videos. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.